Today on In the Wood Yard, we've got some deliveries and we're going to do some woodyard cleanup. Here we go. It's a cold, chilly day today. It's like in the teens, a little bit breezy, a little bit chilly. And I've got wood in the truck. We're going to go deliver it. We loaded this last night. I'm going to go down the road. We're going to deliver this. We're going to come back. We're going to do it again. And then we're going to do some woodyard cleanup. I've got piles of debris we're going to get raked up and put into the dump trailer and some whole bunch of stuff that's got to go. And the reason I'm going to do it today is tomorrow we're supposed to get snow. So I want to get some of the stuff cleaned up off the ground while I can still see it. We're supposed to get 2 or 3 inches, I guess, tomorrow. So not looking forward to that. So I still have a lot of stuff to move in the wood yard, and snow is not going to help. So I want to get as much done today as I can. So off we go to do a delivery. I am back from my delivery and I have another one to do. This one is for mixed hardwood. The guy said ash, maple, cherry, stuff like that. He said more ash, please. So right here is the pile right next to the camera. To your left, my right, there it is. I'm gonna throw that in, and then if that's not enough, because I don't think that's quite a face cord there, because this is from a great big huge pile that I just been picking from, then I'll just go and put some more in from another place. A question that just came up on the channel I thought I would address is, guys have been asking me, how do I know how much wood is in my truck? Because there are some guys that are saying that I'm not putting the right amount in. I am putting the right amount in. Again, this comes up all the time. Certain parts of the country don't go by face cords like we do here in the Midwest and some other parts of the country. Everything is divisible, are fractions of a full cord. So full cord, as most of you know, 4 feet wide, 4 feet high, 8 feet long, 128 cubic feet, 126, 128 cubic feet, 4 by 4 by 8. And if you take 16-inch pieces, you have 3 rows, and we consider that 1 row a face cord, which is 4 feet high, 8 feet long, 16-inch pieces. Well, if you throw it in loose in a 6.5 foot box, well, my truck anyway, because my sides are 2 feet high, it's basically level, just with a little bit of crest to it, and that's a face cord, or a third of a cord. Now, if I was to stack it, I would have 3 rows, and it would be just about up to where the back of the window wells are here. 3 rows and then just a little bit. And if I was to stack it as full as possible, I can get a half of a full cord in here. It's pretty much just level, stacked tight, and that's a half of a full cord. And that's what fits into a 6.5 foot box. So everybody's truck's gonna be a little bit different depending on what year and model you have. Some of the older trucks have much lower sides. And so yeah, if you're only going to the top of a lower side truck, if you've only got 1.5 feet, you're gonna have less wood in it. But I have pretty high sides here on my truck, and a lot of the newer ones do. But older trucks, definitely lower, definitely more shallow as far as, you know, the volume of what you can get in there. So that's just how it works for me and for a lot of you. So again, that question comes up all the time because everybody thinks what they do is the same thing what everybody else should do, or it's the same situation is that what they have, and don't realize that it's different everywhere, and it's just the way it is. So whether it's how you look at the quantity, what you call it, what your truck will hold versus another guy's truck, it's different everywhere. So you just got to keep that in mind. What you do is not necessarily what everybody else is going to do or should do or can do. Okay, we're loading wood. So I took all the wood that was in this rack here and put it in the truck, and I backed up the truck over to some cherry over there because I need just a little bit more to finish it off because it's not quite enough. But what I'm going to do is, before I leave this like this, I'm going to take my X27, I'm going to break loose these pallets from the ground here because they're frozen. And I want to get them off the ground so that I can haul these to the new wood yard, because I've got lots of pallets I've got to move that I've had wood stacked on. And what I've been trying to do is get them off the ground while I can. Like this here, you can see these are kind of up and on the leaves, and I got them off of the bare dirt here where they were froze in. And so some of these I can get off pretty easily. I didn't even try these yet, so I don't know. But you can see I got them kind of up against each other and kind of braced up. So I'm trying to get them off the ground. Now this one here, oh yeah, this one will come off pretty easy. I can see it's loose, so I don't think I got to whack this one. We'll move this out of here. I should be able to just tip it over. Yeah, see, this one's no problem. Oh, it's because I had it on blocks here. So it was on blocks to make it more level. Just throw those over there. And then this one, yeah, it's not froze either, so I don't have to whack it. So I'm just gonna tip them up so that when we get snow and cold, it's easier to get them out of here. But this one is froze. I can feel it already. So most of the time, what I can do is just give them a couple of whacks with the butt end of the axe here, and it'll loosen right up. So let's bring you guys in closer here so you can see. There we go, that's better. So yeah, all I ever do is I take the butt end of the axe and I just give it one of those, and then I go to the next stringer, and then the next one. It's still froze. There, it's starting to move. And if that doesn't work, then I take the axe and I use the blade part, and I just kind of chisel underneath it. There we go. I loosened it right up. There we go. Another one. Here we go. So you can see it's a little frosty on the bottom here. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll show you. You can see it's frozen in right here, and trying to get them busted loose so I can get them out of here. So all these are kind of off the ground, tipped up sideways, and like I got them leaning against each other over there, and like this one here. I know I turned this one, so I know this one is off the ground. Well, it still had a little bit of frost there. So what I'm going to do, I'll move this one over here, lean up against there, and then this one, I'm just going to tip it on edge, and that way the bottom here won't freeze onto the ground. And like this one here might be a little bit frozen. I'll just get it on. Yeah, I got it on some leaves, and I'll be able to get it off. So all these are loose enough that I can get them off the ground. This one here is off the ground. I can see I got a block underneath it right there, so it's off the ground. So all these I'll be able to move even if it freezes hard. So, and then the ones that I've got up over here, you can see these are all tipped up on the side. So all these pallets have got to be moved out to the farm eventually. So I'm just trying to get them loose so that I can move them when I get time in the next couple of weeks. But right now I'm just trying to get the wood delivered and get the wood that's here that I'm not going to be selling in the next couple of weeks, get hauled out to the farm. So I'm going to go finish this load off right now. So I'm going to take some of this cherry that you see right over here, because there's partial of a face cord here, full cord. It's just the end piece, because in there's a full cord. So I'm going to take this end stuff and just finish this off, because I got a void right here I need to fill. This needs to be filled up the rest of the way so that the wood is the right amount. So I'm just going to chuck some of this in quick. And this is cherry here, like I said. Most of the other stuff I threw in from the other pile was ash, which is what he said he'd prefer, more ash. And he said with a little bit of maple and cherry. So that's exactly what he's going to get. So like I've probably mentioned 100 times, listen to your customers if you're selling wood. Ask them what they want, and then help them get it. And that's pretty much all you got to do. That's true of any business. Find out what people want and help them get it. That's really the only secret to business and having a good business. Because a lot of people think people should get what they think they should get. Not necessarily. What you want and what they want are not always the same thing. And if people don't get what they want, they'll go somewhere else and get it. It's pretty simple, really. And that doesn't matter if it's a product or service. If you're not doing what they want, they leave. I vote with my feet all the time when it comes to products and services. If I don't like what I'm getting somewhere, I just walk away. I'm not someone to complain and tell people that I'm not getting what I want, because I don't want to go through the effort. I don't have time to argue with people or try to train someone. I just leave. I go somewhere else. There's always someone else that can take care of me. So I think I got just about enough in here. It's starting to get pretty full. Throw a couple up front here. Look at that, no broken windows today. That's a a lot of days in a row of no broken windows. Tens of thousands of days of no broken windows. Okay, that's it. That's enough. Down the road we go. We're gonna go deliver this load right now. I am back in the wood yard after my delivery, and it's the last delivery of today. I only had the 2, and I've got about 2 hours before I have to go do a job in my other business. So I got my handy dandy rake and shovel here, and I happen to have an area here that is a mess. And the reason I'm going to work on this is I want to sort through this stuff because there are some good wood in here, but it's all mixed up with bark and stuff that's not good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the good stuff, throw it into a pile right out here, and I'm going to rake all this up. Pull up the pallets, pull up the stringers I've got on the ground that I have here from stacking wood on, and I'm going to probably start the tractor up once I get it kind of into a pile. I'm going to dump it into the dump trailer. And the reason I'm going to be doing that is tomorrow morning my local municipality has their yard waste site open because I've got a lot of stuff here that needs to go there. So I've got all this stuff I want to get cleaned up. I've got a whole bunch of stuff I'll take over here and show you that I've already got cleaned up. There's some piles of sawdust and bark and branches and stuff like that that I want to get cleaned up before tomorrow, because tomorrow we're supposed to get snow. So I got piles of stuff right there, piles of stuff over here. I'm going to pull these boards out because they don't want the boards with the nails in it. But all these piles like I got here, and then that one way over there, it's a pretty big pile. I'm going to get that stuff all cleaned up, put it into the dump trailer, and then tomorrow I can make a run and dump it. And so basically kind of getting stuff cleaned up before the snow comes tomorrow. So that is the plan. So I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup right now. Look at that. This is all cleaned up, and this was quite the mess here. So I pulled out the wood that was pretty good yet. There's, I don't know, maybe a half a cord there. So it's all cottonwood, so it's stuff for boiler or for campfire wood. And I threw out all the moldy, waterlogged, punky crap. I threw that into the trailer because that stuff I don't want to try to sell. But that stuff's okay. But then I came over here to this pile of sawdust and bark and debris, and we scooped up a bunch of that, and there's still some more here to go. But tomorrow I'm going to take this, I'm going to dump it, I'm going to fill it up the rest of the way, get a little bit more in there. But I'm out of time. I got to go do work in my other business right now. I'm late. So tomorrow I'll be back 5:30 a.m. We're going to go do a dump, and we're going to scrape up the rest of that stuff over there tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get it done before it snows. Between now and tomorrow, when you come back at 5:30 a.m. for tomorrow's video, go to my channel, watch some videos. It'll be good for you. Good night, Irene.